But here we go. Let me get on your camera because Bear is he's recovered from his throw up and he's just now sleeping on
Oh,
everything.
oh.
So for you who didn't join us earlier, my cat, yeah, he had a wild Saturday night and threw up. But either way, here we go. Spawning in the bottom right position, depending on like your axis of viewing. Yeah, it is the bottom right here. It is the Zerg player from South Korea, our grand finalist. Give it up from DPG, Dark.
DPG. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have his opponent, the South Korean Protoss player. He just took down Su in the semifinals. Representing himself, it is Classic.
I was like, Dark plays for DPG, make sure you include it. And then I forgot while I was making stuff up. But here we are, like, exciting times, exciting grand final. No Terran. Sorry, Terran viewers. Terran Cabal.
Yes, the Terran Cabal, they are conspicuously absent this week, and I think it's all a part of the narrative. They want to make it seem like they're all Gonj Papi, when really they're just preparing. They're preparing for IEM Katowice in the darkness, in the smooch.
They certainly are. You can understand it. New map pool, new patch. It's stuff you know. It could be like the time was it when Parting played Sue and they found you could wall off the the ramp with, was it one pylon?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Course too. I feel so bad.
Oh, that was like in GSL or something, right? Like that.
Yeah, it was GSL too.
Oh, that was so sad. Especially because there was like a hotfix like a week later or something, right? Like they like.
Yeah, so he was the only one who kind of had to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, another thing pointing out, like, look, is it like spider mines on the hatchery? It has to be the cyberpunk hatchery, right?
Oh yeah, it's the yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially because like they aren't like widow mines, they are like more spider mine, like Brood War-esque, you know. It looks nice.
Yeah. I never played Brood War. Like, I feel like I should have.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even the campaign?
No. Well, I didn't know it existed until StarCraft 2.
You're crazy, Papa. You're crazy. It's better than the SE2 campaign.
I was a late bloomer, okay? I didn't play any games until 2007.
Oh.
And then 2010 StarCraft 2 came out, so I only played that for 12 years. But yes. Oh, did I tell you the first Brood War game I played? Because I played StarCraft first, I rallied. Oh, I'm just gonna probe. I rallied my hatchery to my mineral line, and didn't realize that they don't mine for like 6 minutes. I was like, why is my economy not changing?
No. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Oh god, yeah, we've come a long way, you know, in games, and I'm sure we're gonna get automated mining in Stormgate Kappa. We'll see how they adjust with the RTS. But for the time being, pretty standard openers. We do see Dark making an additional wave of Lings here off of 30 drones. So he's gonna have a decent amount of them to potentially counterattack, as Classic is going for a double Oracle opener.
Yeah, and you probably expect to see, there you go, the third base going down. Pretty much just standard, definitely, maybe even slightly even faster. The two Oracles now, our Queens in Queens at the third base as Oracle dips in. Gonna get just a couple of workers, only losing about half its hull, not too bad. But this is a little, I want to say it's a little bit of a meta play. Seeing the second Oracle though is going to be good for Dark. A lot of really top tip level Zergs, they kind of skip the spores and just rely on Queens. So if you bust out a second fast Oracle, you can get some good damage done. But Dark has scouted it.
Yeah, Dark, he has eyes on at least the second Oracle. Could be triple Oracle opener. He is a little bit in the dark as to that. But he does have an Overlord just outside the third base to keep an eye on things. He does spot both Oracles as they do move out across the map. And we've seen this before. Classic did this against Su in game number 2. He's following this up with Glaives.
That he is indeed. Glaives is going to be also another swingy kind of strategy that you need to watch out for as a Zerg player. And this Oracle just going to get fended off. Creep spread's starting to really push out too. Good positioning here, the Overlord helping kind of scout a little bit as well the path of these Oracles. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be Banelings is the tech of choice for Dark, along with +1 melee. So this is going to be a situation like where Dark really needs to hold the first wave and hold it well.
Exactly. The first wave of Banelings is going to be so crucial and so important. If he is able to get us around and get those connections, then he will completely shut down these Adepts. But as you were saying, there aren't going to be roaches coming out, so things can snowball out of control as Dark is making a massive flood of Lings.
Yeah, and he's pulling Queens too.
Yeah.
Like, I guess he's kind of recognized, yeah, there's only 2 Oracles and there's no shield battery, there's no units at home here. So these Queens, however, could get isolated. The Bane's being morphed at home and Light, oh yeah, need to be a bit careful here, Dark. Oh, but the Shade's coming in.
Yeah, and this is what I was kind of worried about. We'll see if Dark can get us around as the Adepts, they do not commit to the Shade, where Dark is a very proactive player. He didn't really know what he was up against, but now he knows he's up against these Adepts. Here we go, the Banelings are rolling on in at the same time. Lings do go for a counterattack.
Yeah, even a recall coming in. These Adepts, the Shade gets cancelled when a recall happens. So that'll be cracked otherwise. But yeah, Oracle gets taken out. Multitasking going on all over the place, and Dark looks like he's coming off better in this engage, this skirmish exchange.
He really is. I mean, right now there's just Ling Bane being set up all over the place for mass counterattacks. Classic wanted Dark to be on the back foot defending against these Adepts, but he's stuck at home. Even now he tries to shade out across the map, but now is not the time to move out.
Yeah, there's even a Mortal on the field, which I'm not too sure about is the greatest kind of choice, but here we go. Baneling's coming in. Not the greatest splits here from Classic, but it looks like he's going to get reasonable kind of damage averted by those Banes. But the Banes come in, and it looks like Classic actually holds reasonably well there.
Mate, the splits from Classic. Let's go, Bobby. You don't see splitting Adepts too often, but that was pretty impressive. He was minimizing the damage of all those Banelings. Dark threw away a lot of gas there, and the Lings have been spotted, so Classic is able to rotate with them and look to saturate this third.
Yeah, and Dark's kind of kept around the 49 to 53 drone mark for most of that the last couple of minutes. So we just see now he's droning, but yeah, when you cut drones that early as Zerg, you want to get more damage done. He did kill 14 workers, but not optimal, I'd say.
Exactly. I do think that Dark is not in the best position right now, and he knows that. He's trying to re-drone. He's taking a 4th base. He's taking up as well. We have a Roach 1 on the way to go into Lingbane Roach Ravager. At the same time, he's still being very active with these Lings, trying to find some sort of value, trying to catch Classic when he is not looking and paying attention. But the Banelings towards the north get caught.
Not the Banelings, lad. Speaking of Banes, we don't have any Bane speed on the way. Looks like he's really prioritizing pushing out those drones and upgrades. Storm, really good choice here. I like it from Classic. Is still making Immortal, so maybe, I don't know, it's just a good unit to have a couple of, in case there's Roach transition or a swap, which is actually happening here. Wow, I'm so smart. Or it's going to be Lurkers, and definitely so. It's yeah. Oh my God, I'm surprised Dark has so much considering how much he's been droning.
Wow, the surround is real, by the way. Classic, he has Eye Templar ready, but he doesn't have Storm. He doesn't have Archons either, so the Adept count gets completely reset. A great fight there from Dark.
Yeah, generally you don't want to fight Glaive Adepts with just Zerglings, but that kind of paid off well, considering there's no Banes around. So, fantastic trade there, 100%. Just trading out Lings for Adepts and... I believe what else was there? I have bad memory. Was there an Immortal?
There was an Immortal, but he didn't get the Immortal in the end.
Okay, yeah.
The Immortal barely survived. But yeah, Dark, he's just trying to get a little bit more scouting information. Classic is taking a 4th base behind. The Storm is now done, so these kind of Ling counterattacks and Ling aggression have to be a little bit careful because we do have a lot of energy for those Storms.
We do too, as this 4th base gets scouted, and immediately you see the position of Classic's army. Dark sends units up the top, but that Oracle is privy to it, and they are just watching those units, make sure nothing comes in. Yeah.
Here we go. The Roach is being set up to hit the 4th base. Lings towards the 3rd as well. Dark is consolidating his army here. He's going to be pushing on in. The shield batteries just are not ready, but the army's in position.
Yeah, and lad, 11 Swarmers just got started.
Oh my God. Stu, is that you?
God. 12. I mean, that's it, right? Like, he looks to be doing pretty well. He took a great trade of the Protoss army out, which is pure Ling, and he goes into a different tech choice, which, not a bad choice all in all, because obviously Protoss is going to want to supplement the units they lost, but Swarmo, 15 Swarmos, oh my, that's heavy light, especially when you're on 83 drones.
Oh, that... Great Scott, Bobby, that is heavy. As we do have the Swarmos on the way, and I love this choice. Unlike Sue, Dark is getting into this when he is ahead, and we'll see if he can keep these hidden for long enough. We do see the armies engaging here. Finally, the Swarmos have been spotted.
They have two, and Jig is up, but we're using this little cliff here. Dark can be a little bit aggressive. Don't think there's enough really kind of locusts to get too much damage done here by themselves, but you know, it's a nice thought to at least kind of keep the Protoss army busy as we have the Hive coming underway and more Banelings morphing.
Yeah, we do have that Hive on the way to get into those upgrades to maybe even tech up and transition as well. The first Locust Wave hasn't really done too much. We do have a Baneling run by being set up towards the north. Meanwhile, the main army is pushing in.
It is too, and it's not the greatest trade here, honestly. +1 just about to finish from Dark, and it doesn't matter, he's going to get the whole mineral line anyway. The Swarmos are now ready, and there's 36 slings in the way, but now they're being defensive Swarmos.
Yeah, we do have a couple of spines already set up to receive. We do have a Locust Wave coming in to defend as well. Storms, I don't know if they're really going to be enough here for Classic.
Yeah, and it looks like the Locusts are mostly going to get cleaned up here, and that's a lot of army standing for
wow,
for Classic still, and Dark, and he's got 64 Lings in the way and some Ravagers, but he's going to have to wait for the Swarmos Wave to finish up before he can come in again. A couple of Banes being split off to take out the High Templar, and they will get a couple.
Yeah, I think 1 or 2 High Templar just went down. One of them was saved in that prism. Here we go. Classic is giga committed. He's pushing on in once again. Storms are going to be connecting. Oh my god.
Yeah, and those Lings are just getting shaved off by the Storms. Dark, his army, it's, you know, he's up in supply a little bit, but that's very deceiving when you have Swarmos as part of the army as these Locusts come in. Is there going to be enough on the ground to support? There's no splash, and it looks like Dark is going to be able to push back Classic at least for now.
Yeah, Classic has lost all of his high-tech units. He lost his Archons, he lost his High Templar, he lost his Immortals as well. He only has pure Blink Stalkers, and he is being forced back. Dark, it's looking like he has held.
Yeah, at least for the moment, he's pushed the Zerg, so he's pushed the Protoss army back. Unfortunately, going to lose 2 bases in the process. And this is just kind of a bit of the thing about going so heavy on Swarmos with a high drone count is, when you have Roaches in your army too, it's not the most supply efficient army at all, but now getting some more Ravagers and Adrenal Clackers and Banelings, if he stabilizes, I still feel like Dark would be in an okay position.
Yeah, so as Classic kind of gets deflected, we're in a weird position. Like, look at the worker count here, look at the economic situation. Dark just lost 2 hatcheries, he doesn't have an amazing drone count, he has kept his Swarm Host count alive though, so he can still get more and more value here. He's going to be going for another Locust Wave towards that 3rd base as he tries to expand towards the north.
Yeah, I actually try and snipe this Nexus, to be honest, which looks like it would be what he's going to be doing. Shield Battery pops, but with is it +2 just about to finish on the Locust? Doesn't even matter, I guess it was +1. I was going to say, I thought Dark was in a good economic position. He's still, you know, still in the game, but when I checked the work count, after killing the entire mineral line at that triangle 3rd, after the skirmish over across this side of the map was over, he was back at 80 probes. So
yeah.
Rough.
Exactly. That's why it's so important that he was able to get a snipe on that Nexus. Again, Classic, he was a little bit out of position. He didn't have that vision of the army. We do see a couple of Ling run-bys being sent out as well. More designed to just keep Classic busy while Dark tries to expand. I'm surprised he hasn't taken a hatchery towards the north. He's actually taking a hatchery at the triangular 3rd instead. Going to be long distance fighting instead. Oh my god, as he's going to be able to... He's kind of forced to use a Locust Wave here. Not ideal.
He has 2, and it's going to keep the army at least a little bit busy, as a Ling run by at the bottom side is going to be repelled there by the Zealots, and keep in mind Adrenal is now finished, and is he going to be able to cancel this base? No, the Locust is going to expire, unfortunately.
Yeah, and now there's a massive window where Classic can counterattack, and so much supply is caught up in these Swarm Hosts, and they aren't ready with another Locust Wave.
No, yeah, this is quite scary, as we see. Dark's going to pen in a bit of a quarter. The good thing is a lot of this army is just Stalker, and there's a lot of Adrenal Lings that are kind of being reinforced here, but the Locusts, sorry, the Swarmos are just dead supply at the moment.
Yeah, they really are, but these, oh my god, these Biles have been connecting with the Swarm Hosts, sorry, with the High Templar. 2 High Templar have gone down. The Locust Wave is going to be enough to force us back. At the same time, there was a Baneling run by. There's another Ling run by as well. Classic lost 23 probes. Likewise, Dark also lost an entire base.
Yeah, kind of going trading an eye for an eye here as we see Classic now that Lucas expired. He knows he's going to be the time to get damage. High Templar have some great storms, and Dark's a bit hemmed in here. These swarm hosts need to be kind of recovered, and there's just not enough lava to kind of supplement this army. Like,
oh my god, Dark is trapped, and GG gets called. Classic takes game 1.
Oh my god! Happy. I thought I just yawned. It's not because it was a boring game. It's just because I'm half asleep still. Yeah.
Wow.
Dig a hole there. Yeah, that was kind of phenomenal by Classic. Again, I feel like the theme's been for Classic's games is he just knows when to kind of go across the map and get more damage done, because against Sue as well, he just knows when to capitalize.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about Swarm Hosts, is the fact that there are kind of periods where you are quite vulnerable as a Zerg player. And towards the end there, I really loved the movement of Classic, where he dealt with this Locust Wave by just rotating in a circle, you know, like he wanted to go back into the fight as soon as possible, so he just bypassed Locust Wave, he goes back in, and that's when Dark just wasn't ready for another push. So yeah, really nicely done there by Classic, just knowing when the Zerg player was at their weakest.
Yeah, 100%. And I wouldn't count Dark out by any chance, but always cool when you see someone you'd gather as the underdog kind of take the first map, because it really kind of sets the tone a bit.
Definitely. We didn't really get to talk too much about it, but Classic, fun fact, Classic and Hero, they actually came back to StarCraft at the same time. They finished military at the same time. I don't think they were in the same platoon or the same kind of units, but yeah, they did kind of return in that same month. And unlike Hero, Classic hasn't had as much success. You know, Hero has been able to solidify himself as the best Protoss player in the world, and Classic has been lagging behind a little bit despite returning at the same time. So he's really looking to prove himself. He's really looking to prove that he is worthy of even joining a team. You know, currently he is teamless.
Yeah, well, that's it as well. Getting, one of the best ways to get people interested in you is just to get good results, which he's doing quite well here. When you go up against DPG, it's Dark, who is one of the premier players in the whole game, and taking maps off him, it turns heads. But either way, like, here we go, spawning in the top right position of Ancient System. It is our Korean Zerg player, currently down 0-1. He is the one and only from DPG, Dark.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the South Korean Protoss player who is currently leading this series 1-0. It's the teamless Protoss. It is Classic. Oh boy, so once again, not the most standard of games last game. We had quite a number of turns, if you remember. It all started with Classic going double Oracle into Glaives, which didn't really pay for itself in the end, but because you could argue Dark was a little bit wasteful with some of the Ling Bane, with some of the counterattacks, Classic was able to get into a bit of a better position, and then we ended up into Swarm Host. Like, it was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, no, it certainly was. It was a kind of unexpected Swarmos change there. I thought there was going to be a infestation pit to get the hive going, to get into that adrenal, which he did do eventually, but it was a Swarmos transition, which I guess when you kind of consider Classic was light on robo units. He did have a couple, but he went more into Twilight tech, a lot of Blink Stalkers, a lot of High Templar. Locust is not a bad shout, because the energy for High Templar, it is limited, unlike with Colossus. So pretty interesting move there by Dark.
Definitely.
A bit of logic behind it.
Yeah, definitely. There's always, some strain of logic behind what Dark does, usually. So we'll see what he does here on Ancient Cistern, because this is one of the larger maps in the map pool. It's big, there's a lot of bases, there's a lot of attack paths as well, a lot of rocks to open up to just further those attack paths. And this is a map that quite often in ZvP we've seen split down the middle, and we have seen go into the late game, Sky Toss against Zerg. I don't know if that's what we're going to be seeing here. I don't think either of these players want that, but we have seen it quite often.
Yeah, it's a map, and keep in mind, players are still kind of exploring these maps. As you said, we've got a Premier Tournament coming very soon. Little Ling Scout here, but no, Classic's going to be able to push that back. Smart, however, by Dark trying to split Lings up, and does see the commitment on one side is going to be able to send the Ling in from the other. Not sure if that was really worth it to kill one Zergling, but the Scout does go down. I guess it's going to be scattered anyway, and Oracle is going to be the tech of choice here for Classic.
Yeah, this is a pretty important scout as well from Dark, because we did see a Stalker come out from Classic, so he's doing his best to try and hide his opener, but Dark is fully aware of the Stargate and fully aware of the Oracle as well, so great scouting here at the start of the game for Dark.
Yeah, as we see, this Overlord looks like it's going to try to sneak in, but with this Stalker out looking for the pillar, actually the Overlord is quite safe, so good moves there by Dark. And meanwhile, yeah, he's just droning. Hasn't been any kind of aggression by the first couple of units here for Classic. Actually, can you hear those fountains light? Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing.
Stop talking, I want to listen.
It's ASMR.
That actually is really nice.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, for the people out there, you know, if anyone wants to be a content creator, StarCraft ASMR.
Oh my god. Baneling ASMR.
Yo, let's go.
Would it be for Zerg players? It's the sound of like dying Marines.
Yeah.
For the Terran players, it's the sound of Banelings just dying. Yeah.
How better to go to sleep with a smile on your face by hearing Marines just screaming in terror?
Or better yet, hearing ghosts die.
Yeah. That's the climax. The climax of the ASMR video is ghosts at the end.
Like 20 ghosts all just crying out silence. But either way, here we go. 2 oracles out, and keep in mind, yes, Spore Crawlers, they are able to deflect just 1 oracle pretty well, but you'll see a lot of really good players. They will utilize these oracles to get as much damage as they can. They will take a bit of hull damage, but we'll get some workers as we go down. It's just the way, you know, you invest that much, you need to kind of commit and get a bit of damage. But Dark's going to be a bit aggressive here, seeing these oracles. And
Mate, Dark?
Did one just go down? Oh no.
One went home to defend against the Sling run by, but Dark, he has not stopped Queen production. We have a Nidus on the way alongside a massive Ling flood off of 41 drones. Dark is going to be going all in. He has vision here in the main base with this Overlord. His Lings try to find a way in as well. And Classic, he is none the wiser.
Yeah, keeping the attention with these Lings actually, and once he gets the Nidus outside the natural, that's where the pressure comes from, because the Queens are an immediate threat and the mains could be compromised too, so we'll have to see what happens.
We will see. There we go, another Nidus behind the wall as well. The Lings are coming in for a bit of a surround. Charge is nowhere near being done. These Zealots are all going to be going down.
They will too. The Nidus does get kind of defended here, but some shield batteries coming down too, but they're not finished yet, and a lot of this army's gone down. The shield battery actually gets protected by another shield battery, the super battery, and this Queen count, you know, the longer they stick around, the more energy they're going to accumulate.
They really are. And I love that Nidus, by the way. The Nidus actually stopped the probe from throwing down another pylon to plug up that wall. Oh my god, he's crazy.
Oh my days, he is too. There's so many Lings light, and I think there's nothing that Classic can do here. That's just way too much for Zerg on the dance floor.
Yeah. There's too many Lings on the dance floor, as some of the Queens are going to be going down, but the Lings have broken on through. They are in the main base as well. More Niduses are going to be thrown down. We have a Colossi on the way, but it's not going to be enough.
No, it's not. Colossi just a little too late, and Dark is going to push back quickly and take game number 2. Wow.
GG, well played. We have a series, people. We are going to be going back and forth here, as Dark, very decisive there, going for that Nidus play, going for the all-in, and Classic, unfortunately, despite being active with his oracles, he wasn't able to spot it coming.
Yeah, and Dark kind of keeping the theme of just changing his strategy on a whim, which makes him so hard to play against, you know. Queens and Lings generally just seen as defensive units, but especially after the Queen transfuse nerf, so probably, you know, Oracles probably would have seen the lair and expected probably a, you know, standard kind of game, but no, it's Nidus Worm and extra Queens, and off we go.
There you go, puppy. There you go. I have a question. Is that a chase build? I know you're sometimes fond of your Niduses. Oh, okay.
See, if it was, I mean, I did steal a Dark Nidus, but it was a ZvT build. But
Okay.
if it was my build,
Uh-huh.
I would. Everything would die. The Nidus wouldn't get up, and then I'd try and macro out of it and get killed.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Dark really committing there. Oh my god, Bear's using the mouse as a pillow. Naughty cat.
Beautiful. All right, here we go. We are diving into game number 3 to find out which one of these 2 players takes a lead in this series.
Certainly that's it indeed. Is it going to be this player in the top left with the Brood War drones representing DPG? It is the South Korean. It is the one and only Dark.
This morning, in the bottom right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have his opponent, the South Korean Protoss player. It is Classic.
Very good, Light.
Oh,
I enjoyed that
wow.
introduction.
Thank you.
Dragon Scales, a map with no dragons nor scales.
I know, just stalagmites? What are they called?
Stalactites?
Stalactites? Is that it?
Well, the mites come from the ground. The tights
True.
come from the top.
True. Yeah. They're not tight.
No, they're not mites either.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are assets in StarCraft 2 where we have like dragon bones. I'm pretty sure they exist. That's all I want. That's all I want on this map, and we're not getting it.
Can't they just call it stalactites and mites instead of dragon scales?
Oh my god. You know, maybe it's like a Nightwish song. Maybe.
Possibly, Light. Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we see, is that destructible rocks at the bottom of the? It is, right? Yeah. Unbuildable bricks, right? Really kind of changing the game.
Oh, yeah.
Bricks instead of rocks.
There you go. We've got those bricks there. I guess a fun fact. I don't think I ever watched bunker rushes in the period where these didn't exist, but you know, they have been around for a very long time to deny that sort of thing, or any kind of warlock.
Tell you what, Light, it was very annoying because I'm pretty sure Spines on the high ground. I'm not sure if they reached the bunkers. But either way, you would have lost your natural long before that even happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a Stalker again. This Overlord is actually in a bit of trouble. Yeah, it's gonna go down.
Yeah, the Overlord's chilling out here. We have a Stalker first, is gonna get a couple of shots off. Lings are gonna slip on in, maybe draw away some of the fire, maybe run past that Stalker. Yeah, I'm gonna be distracting it a little bit, and the Overlord, it's gonna make it to the pillar.
Oh wow, I did too. Great moves. I was gonna say the thing here, the reason why Dark kind of had it floating around for a bit was Warp Gate was delayed, which means it's going to be a Stargate, and then normally you get a depth which is 25 gas versus Stalker that's 50, but Classic just mixing up a little bit, because you see, yeah, the Stalker not able to get the Overlord though, but an Oracle now on the way, right? Whew.
Yeah. I mean, the Overlord does take a lot of hits, and it is vulnerable to maybe getting sniped later on. We do have that first Oracle on the way, and Dark, is going for a, what was that, 3-minute 20 Roach Warren. Very fast Roach Warren.
Yeah, Light as the antithesis of Dark.
Yes.
What do you think we're going to see here? Is it going to be just a? It's obviously not a it's not going to be a defensive Roach Warren, because again, you don't need a Warren until like 420, 430. But yeah, we're going to see some aggression here. And what kind?
100%, mate. 100%. I imagine we're going to be seeing another Queen walk. I don't think this is going to be with Nidus. Just Roaches and Queens, and we're just going to waddle across the map. But we'll see. We'll see how many Roaches we get made, and how many drones as well, because we do have a couple of drones on the way here for Dark.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be 38, which is kind of the standard two base saturation with 2 gases. Actually, it's going to be 40 drones, so maybe Yeah, he's dropping spores as well. Maybe it's just a bit of pressure, but I don't know. Like again, this is something weird that Dark's doing because normally when you commit here, you kind of. I guess there's two oracles. The spores make sense.
Yeah. Here we go. 3 drones are going to be going down already, but we do have Dark flooding some lings behind this. Here we go. He's rushing across the map with everything that he has. Oh, more drones are going to be going down. The unburrow. Oh.
Yeah, that was curious. Oh, grabs this what's it called? Like oracle. That's going to be huge for this hold, actually.
Oh my god, the Oracle goes down. At the same time, these depths are being surrounded as well. Dark, he's flooding lings behind this. Meanwhile, we have a Void Ray on the way defensively. Classic had Glaives in production and he cancelled it for the Void Ray.
Yeah, and no Ravagers yet. Maybe waiting to get the low health Roaches, then Morph and get the most out of these units. Is going to lose one of those Roaches. No, it looks like he's got a lot of gas in the bank. I'm surprised he's not making more Ravagers here as Lings reinforced.
Supply block. He's making 4 Overlords right now. Finally, Dark breaks free from that supply block as he's trying to break into the natural. No shield batteries.
No shield battery. Void Ray just about to finish, but the natural's almost compromised here. Just Roaches and Lings. 2 Stalkers now holding as well. This Oracle's on it. Have the energy? No, it looks like it's still quite out of energy, but I think that Classic's gonna hold here. Like,
yeah, I think the supply block was pretty brutal for Dark. Like for a long time there, he wasn't able to spend his money and reinforce his army. A lot of these Ravagers are going to be focused down. The third base is going to fall, which is nice, but I feel like Dark needs a little bit more than that. Here we go. The Biles are going to miss.
Yeah, no, trying to get a bit lucky on the Biles there is going to get these Ravagers and send them home. Lots of Lings on the field. There's not the ground army to kind of take that on from Classic. So that's the silver lining again for Dark, is he's going to delay the expansion here. Going to probably try and take it anyway. So Pro moves out now, and looks like, yeah, Ego Chain to Lair. Dark's just going to make Ravagers.
Yeah. You see just drones on the way for Dark. He is in the midst of transitioning. He feels like he has done enough damage, and I think for the most part he has. I don't think he's under too much of a threat anytime soon. Classic, he's just slowly going to take his third base, and we're going to calm down from here.
We realize it's like nothing ever happened. We're just chilling out. Both players, the drone cap. Oh my god, Dark's actually up heaps in drone as well. I don't think he killed too many with that push, right? Yeah, six apiece. So it's Dark, man. He all wins and he gets supply blocked and has 80 drones instead.
Pretty much. No.
Oh, let's get that Oracle. Wow.
Yeah, Classic once again. Not the first time today that we've seen him leave his oracles idle, and he is going to be losing them. Is going to have a little bit less scouting information. We have the infestation bit on the way. Are we going to see swarm hosts again?
I think so, lad. I think we see. He must know Classic's playstyle because we have a Temple Archives on the way after the Oracle opener. The Oracles as well have got taken out, so there's a Void Ray, however, but the Oracles could be a little harder to scout now. And Dark being in the economic superior position he is, it's almost a great choice.
Yeah, I do think so as well. With the map control that he has, he can just kind of flex them and get so much damage with them. There's a lot of potential. Oh god, there we go. Nidus Swarm Host. Oh my god, it's 2020 all over again. It's crazy.
The good old days.
Oh my god. Arguably it can be a little bit risky, but there's only a single Void Ray that's really threatening any kind of Nidus play, and it's already moving through the center of the map. So Dark, he's going to have a lot of freedom here, and does have that vision towards the left and right hand side of the map.
Yeah, as we see, extra gateways are on the way too here for Classic with that Storm as well. The Nidus goes down. This is the thing, is with Zerg, you have Lings everywhere, vision everywhere. Very hard to shut down and stop these Niduses exactly. But it looks like I'd expect to see maybe be a bit more aggressive on the front to pull this army's attention away. Classic's army, it's so kind of, it's so, the High Templar aren't the most effective in this kind of situation. Like,
yeah, his army is so small and so high tech, and it's like a glass cannon here, and it's going to crumble facing off against these swarmers. Here we go. The Locust Wave is coming in. Do you have some nice storms? Are going to clean up the first wave.
Yeah, pretty reasonably done there. Quite easy. Again, would have liked to see Dark kind of have this army out the front just to make it not so easy. These High Templar, they do have Storm. They won't be able to Storm forever. Dark, probably expect to see him split his Locus up a little bit as this Void Ray locks down this Nidus on the side. Not going to risk it. It's Dark. Oh man, look at the supply line.
Oh, look at that supply.
Not fair. We just made 7 Stalkers. Not fair.
Dark is maxed out. Classic is trying his best to hold on with as little as possible. He finds the army. He has his High Templar ready for those storms. Ooh, takes a couple of biles to the face and does force out a massive Locust Wave.
Yeah, quite interesting that Dark committed there, because he's got a Nidus about to pop in the main base, so we probably expected to like to see that in the main, but no. It looks like Storm's going down, and a lot of Zergs still on the downfall here.
Yeah, the Immortal is going to fall here. We have a couple of Storms remaining, and it looks like Classic's going to be able to hold on, but he did lose that Immortal. Meanwhile, in the main base, it looks like he did warp in defensively. The Nidus was cleaned up.
Yeah, and I guess that's the advantage, right, of, like, Niduses need to be respected. You don't know if your opponent's going to commit or not. So he does force a few units in the main to deal with that. So now with the Void Ray taking out the Overseer. But it doesn't stop him because he's just going to drop down a Nidus Worm with the Ling as well. So.
Yeah, meanwhile here we got another Locust Wave here on the front lines, is going to push on through. Actually, a couple of High Templar did get focused down, so not a bad trade overall, especially because Dark, he is transitioning from this point. We have a Lurker Den on the way, Hydra upgrades as well. Dark with this map control, he's going to be looking to just transition.
Yeah, and I do like the way that Dark's playing this a little bit better than, I guess, was it Sue or
Sue? Yeah.
How Dark, he's got a lower drone count, he's got more Ravagers, which is a much more efficient unit than just Roaches, and Lings as well, which can be really, really efficient, high DPS for the cost. He's going to jump in again, and Classic's forced to defend his position. If not, he's going to lose this consolidated spot between his bases, and he's just getting hemmed in here.
Oh, he is being zoned away from his own third base. It is so exposed. It's left completely isolated. He's going to be pulling the boys to try and protect these workers, but the hatchery, the Nexus itself is under threat. We do see that Dark is being pushed away, but damage was dealt.
Yeah, surprised to see him not really commit to taking the Nexus actually out, because that would put Classic on 2 base, but it doesn't really matter at this point. He did get 11 worker kills. These High Templar, they're starting to run out of Storm. They still have a couple left, but they just can't keep up with the efficiency of these Locusts. There's another Swarm Host Wave Blight goes into the main, and these High Templar get sniped out.
Oh my god, 2 High Templar get sniped. Meanwhile, there we go. There's that Locust Wave straight into the main base. The Templar Archives is going to be going down. No more High Templar can be morphed in. We have a Nidus in the main as well. Classic is being pulled apart. He is all in. He's had enough of trying to defend against the Locusts, and he's just pushing through the middle of the map.
Yeah, and how do you deal with constant threats like this? There's Niduses all over the place. He's killed heaps, but there's still so many. And it's just going to provide an avenue there for Dark. Now that the army value's really kind of shifted in Dark's favor, Classic can't use the Blink Stalkers, but he can't be in so many places at once.
Exactly.
Ooh, nice
nice blink. He does force some Locust Waves over to the left-hand side, but the majority do make it into the main base. Meanwhile, the Swarm Hosts are able to escape in that Nidus, and Classic, again, giga committed with this push. You can argue that he has maybe some supply, but he's going to be pushing into Lurkers.
Yeah, you might just see the Lurkers and tap out here, to be honest, because I don't think he can kind of push in here and get the damage done that he requires. Still harassment all over the place as these Lings in the bottom left as well. Just, Dark's playing this perfectly late. Oh my god. All the right units in the right positions.
Exactly. It's insane what he's able to pull off, how he's able to orchestrate this game, and soon to be a win. Like, pushing into these Lurkers is not going to be possible. He does have detection. Observer just showed up. He was waiting for that moment. But even with detection, he doesn't have that insane immortal count that he had against Sue.
Yeah, he's going to be a bit annoying here and force a couple of Lurkers back, and now going to jump. He's got a little bit more of a concave here, but I guess he underestimated just how many Lurkers there are, because there's no way he's going to be pushing into here.
Oh, and GG gets called. Dark is the player to take a lead in this series, showing us how to make Swarm Hosts work against Protoss.
Swarm Hosts, you just need Lurkers, you just need Zerglings, you just need to get damage done early on. You just need to build 50 Nidus Worm. It was very well played.
Yeah, you just have to commit to an all-in off of like 40 drones, have it kind of equalize, and then go into Swarm Host. There you go.
So you say equalize, but when I checked the work account afterwards, it was like 67 drones to 44 probes. It was
Ah,
very
there you go.
very kind of, yeah, interesting. How Dark just manages to, because I mean, I guess if Dark really wanted to flood Lings, we would have known it, because it did seem a bit more like a trickle than a flood. But yeah, like, is it okay if I ask you what Dark's saying in the chat here after each game
Mm-hmm.
in Korean?
Oh,
According to the translator, it means thank you for your effort.
oh.
Some other ones said it means you have labored. Another 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 translator says it just means thank you. Do you know what it means?
I think
What
it's
this means?
like, I don't think it's meant to be condescending, but I think it's like, good try, you know, like, well played, you know, like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
like a
sure that's
well
what.
played.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Or and another one says it means you made an effort.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what I think. I think it's meant to be
it's,
like well played, mate. Like, you know.
it
Yeah.
sounds very condescending,
It
and
does. It does.
made in English, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But I
Thank
don't
you
think
for
it's meant
your
to be
efforts,
that.
Chad.
It's,
No,
yeah.
you're not at all. Anyway, I thank you for your effort in figuring that out for me, Light.
Oh.
Spawning in the bottom right position, we have got our Zerg player. He is currently up 2-1 in this best of 5 series. He's 1 match away on match point from taking it. It is DPG's Dark.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressvan, we have his opponent, the South Korean Protoss player, representing himself. It is Classic. Oh, he did it!
You doing it?
Dark.
He did it!
He took his natural.
He did. Does it mean it's an unnatural Light?
Oh. Oh my, he naturally took his unnatural papi. It's something that doesn't happen too often, but he's able to get it down on location as we load into Gressvan, and I am excited. I want to see if Dark has something special on this map, because this is the map where the, of course, entrance to the natural is quite big, quite large.
Yeah, and it's also something you kind of have to consider if Dark wanted to go for a kind of a fast 2-base push. I almost feel like he wants to take that forward base. Like, obviously you never really want to have to take it, but you know, you can drop that creep tumor to get your units across the map a bit faster. You can, you know, the hatchery's just closer to the opponent anyway, so it could also just be, it looks like he just wants to play a standard kind of game, because the way this map's set out, the first 3 bases easy to kind of, well, not easy to, they're close together, but they're like the triangle third's so exposed. But as you kind of branch out in the late game, there's a lot more choke points and paths to kind of make it harder to attack into.
Definitely. You also have that kind of risky center base with that cliff face that can be abused. You know, we saw the storm drops earlier, you know, that even marines or tanks can be behind this mineral line as well. So yeah, very interesting kind of layout and base options that you have available here. But we'll see kind of where this all leads. For the time being, as you mentioned, Dark, he's just droning, he's just making queens, he's not taking the bait, he's not being hyper aggressive.
Yeah, another point to kind of keep an eye out for here, Light, is Classic going to play the same sort of tech pathway going from Stargate Oracle into Twilight, into High Templar Den, the scientific name, because so far Dark seems to have worked out a reasonable way of dealing with that.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, when it comes to Classic's playstyle, it feels like he has like waves, you know. It's kind of Miyamaka-esque, where like he has like these kind of arcs where he has a certain playstyle and he sticks with it. There was a month-long period, I think it was in December, where Classic did nothing but robo openers against Protoss. He just did constant robo openers, sometimes into like Colossus drops or sometimes into Fast Immortals. He would have different transitions, but like he did it for a solid month, every single week, every single game. Now he's kind of trying something different here, you know, something else is a little bit trendy, and because of that, I do think that he is going to be going into a Twilight Council from here. I think it's just what he's comfortable with.
Yeah, it might even be a situation where he maybe gets a sentry or two. Kind of, Oracles are great scouting utilities, but sometimes you really need to watch out for a specific kind of niche tech choice, like what Dark's been going for, the Nidus Worms. And the thing is, too, when you're playing against someone who's done multiple Nidus Worms off what looks like seemingly standard openings, it's going to be playing in the back of your mind a bit. So, again, you might see Dark just go straight for the macro kind of, macro choice, maybe going to a fast hive, but we'll have to see how both players approach this.
Yeah, definitely. As I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing Glaives as a follow-up once again. We have 4 gates in total. We have a Twilight Council, no Forge. Bear that in mind. So the likelihood of this being Blink or Charge is a little bit lower here. We have seen Classic do this before to great effect, to be fair. But we'll see if he can pull this off against Dark. This is what he tried to do in game 1.
Yeah, and there has been some times where Classic's got some good damage done with these Adepts. It's just as we see, yep, just gonna force mining time delayed here. It's going to be a situation where I'm not too sure though if it's see the Glaives, it can catch your opponent off guard, but against Dark, as he catches this Oracle, oh my god, like I don't know if Adepts is gonna get too much done. Honestly,
I a little bit smudged there for the first Oracle to go down. Meanwhile, Dark, once again, this is just like game 1, by the way. Dark, he's going for a Baneling Nest here, so he's going to have Ling Bane going up against the Glaives of Classic. And if you remember, last time we saw this kind of go up against each other, Classic, he was forced to stay at home. He was forced to keep these Adepts at his third base, and he couldn't be aggressive like he wanted to be. Now, he's going to be hitting a little bit faster, but this is going to get spotted.
yeah, he does see all those Adepts right now, confirmed by the Scout. Baneling Nest is just finished up. Is he going to morph in Bane's able to do quickly? Only gets 2 at the moment. He's really low on gas here. He started his lair and the upgrades, and as the Queen count, I think the Queen's going to be able to buy enough time for the Banes to finish, but is there enough Bane? No, he's going to jump on top of them.
Up! Oh my god, no, one of them! Oh, not a single Baneling finishes. Nice target firing there by Classic, but is it going to be enough? A lot of Adepts are going to be going down, but we have another wave of Adepts on the way.
Yeah, all the Queen's kind of poured some Adepts now in the main base, denying mining time there. A Macro Hatchery on the way, which will help lava-wise after he recovers from this, but 7 workers so far. Needs to get a bit more, I'd say, like.
Needs a little bit more, but you know what? He's going to get a little bit more. 8 drones have gone down so far. These Adepts at the third base are going to get surrounded. We still have Adepts in the main, denying a lot of mining here, but not getting drone damage.
Yeah, and it's been a pretty large commitment here. Like, Dark, it's not been like painless for Dark. He has lost just a couple of workers, but he's lost as more Adepts come in too. He's losing a lot of these Lings that are shaving off. Lings aren't the strongest kind of tanky units when it comes to dealing with Adepts, but Dark is going to clean up, and quite reasonably, I'd say. Not horrible.
Yeah, it was mainly mining time lost for Dark. He kept the majority of his drones alive, and now he can focus on re-droning here. There we go. He's trying to rebuild his economy. Classic does expand behind this, and he's not looking too bad himself.
Yeah, it's something that it was a bit of a risk by Dark, considering, oh my god, that Immortal.
Oh no!
Oh my god, did it get taken out?
Yeah, it died.
Wow. That's a bit of a scout too to Dark to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, like it's considering that the Banelings got sniped, pretty good overall for Dark, and +2 melee is about to finish. Classic's gonna try heading in here to kind of cover while he takes his own 4th base, but Roach is during the fray and this Link count. Yeah, I feel like Dark's in a good position.
Yeah, I think so as well. He's going to be losing some more drones here and there, but not an insane amount. We have Roaches on the way. I imagine he's going to be wanting to hit with Roaches, with Roach speed and Link speed as well. Baneling speed, sorry. And because of the first Dead Immortal, Classic is going to be a little bit vulnerable. We'll see how solid his defenses are going to be, as once again he continues to shade in and he continues to get drone kills.
Oh, he does too. It's not bad, honestly. Yeah, he's getting a couple kills shaved off here and there. He's actually killed 19 workers this entire game, which is actually another death coming in too. Which is, fair enough. Transfuse to save the drone. Wow. When you have Glaives, you can kind of afford to throw these units away. They're a bit more of a chance to get damage done. But it looks like I feel like Dark's just going to max out very soon and just collapse on this 4th base. And Storm is finished. How many High Templars are there? Like, there's, oh my god, there's heaps.
A lot of he's very High Templar heavy with this style. He's always got so many of them. 8 High Templar are available here, so he will have plenty of Storms available for the Ling Bane, but it will come down to the engagement anyway. There's a world where maybe Dark can somehow close the distance and get on top of those High Templar and deny those Storms.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, as we said earlier, that the more you kind of expand, the easier it is to defend your bases. Dark might want to go for a kind of a faster push here, kind of collapsing these High Templars so they can't storm all the Banelings. He does have +2, huge Baneling run by, so expect to see a skirmish happening at the bottom of the map just to distract and let these units come in. But it's a very potent Protoss force, isn't it?
It really is. But again, as you were saying, this is a massive distraction. Dark is dancing with the army. We do see the Banelings rolling on in from behind, actually.
Yeah, in Classic now, how is he going to be able to manage with this? He comes back. There is going to be these Banelings coming in. Breaks the wall, breaks into the... Oh. The Natural going to take some damage, but the 3rd, pretty safe.
Oh, the 3rd is pretty safe, but at the same time, the main army's rolling on forward as well. Storms are going to collapse on the Banelings, but the Nexus goes down.
Yeah, it does too. Pretty good overall for Dark, considering he traded out pretty much just basic tier 1 units for some economic damage like that. But Classic, he knows when to smell blood. He's still got a lot of High Temple energy. He might go for a bit of a push here. No Hive on the way for Dark, which means there's no Adrenal coming. There's 2.
Yeah.
But, like, this could be a bit of a scary timing if Classic wants it to be.
Especially if Dark invests a little bit too much in counterattacks. So you can see a lot of Ling Bane are headed towards the fringe bases of Classic, and Classic may lose a lot of workers as a result, but it may not matter because Classic is investing so much into this main push.
Yeah, he certainly will. Classic's probably all in now, considering the situation we have here. Like, but as you said, like, he's hitting from 2 sides here. Dark's got a lot of Ravagers to buy time, but he needs more units. He's got a lot of Banes as well. Those High Templar are being a bit risky, though.
Oh, they are being a little bit risky. Here we go. They push on forward. They use their Storms to zone away the army, but they need connections on the Ling Bane. We still have 3 High Templar remaining. This hatchery is going to be going down. Meanwhile, everything back at home is on fire here for Classic.
Yeah, 39 probes going down, 59 probes killed in total. A bit of a semi-surround here as the High Templars, no Storms left to ask some Archons. One of them is very low, and Dark's just coming in, units coming from both sides, and the Ling's reinforcements coming back in. I think Dark's going to comfortably hold this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there were a lot of Storms, but it just was not enough. There are only Stalkers remaining here. Dark has done it. GG gets called, and Dark takes the series, and he is our ESL Open Cup Asia champion.
Thank you for your effort. Good job. that was some really kind of good. That's the kind of play that I like. Try a little bit. How you just distract your opponent and then just do random lucky counter attacks. But Dark, really, he's a player that you really see. He doesn't just poke and then like send units in and hope they get damaged. He micromanages each run by while he's also micromanaging the brunt of the front force. So. Fantastic kind of play there by Dark. Unfortunate for Classic with the Adept time, even though he got there before the Banes. Didn't really close it out. But congratulations to Dark. GG's.
Yeah, GG. Well played. Massive congratulations to Dark here. We were talking about it earlier, how he just barely fell short last week. But this week he had a lot more success. Still a pretty close series against Classic. It all started with Classic winning game number 1, and we're getting a little bit concerned for our Zerg player, but he brought it back in the end in a very dark fashion, being hyper aggressive with Lings and Roaches, even making use of Swarm Hosts.
Yeah, and you have to be extra careful with dealing with, when you have that many High Templar, dealing with that many Bane run buys, because all it takes is Dark to just change his mind, and if you're trying to chase it down with High Templar, those 2 or 3 Banes can take out a whole clump of them. So really kind of put a lot of pressure on the Classic, who had to deal with this much going on. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit overwhelming. He did do well to protect his 3rd, but the counter attack, he was quite a bit exposed there and was unable to close it out. So well played the Dark. Well played Classic too. Great to see him get in the final, taking out Sue on the way. Hopefully we'll see more of that, but this is going to be the last ESL Asia Cup until, what is it? Is it Katowice?
Katowice. Yeah.
So smart.
I think it's Katowice. Oh my god.
Katowice, as as
Katowice.
white people would say.
Yeah. Oh god, but it is going to be, of course, I believe the weekend of the 10th of February, 10th, 11th, and 12th. That is going to be IM Katowice, so it is right around the corner. Oh boy. So yeah, some exciting times here for if you're a StarCraft fan with the World Finals. Everyone is preparing, everyone is getting ready. And it is a little bit risky here to be a player like Dark, to kind of have a little bit more information out there of you. But it's Dark, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he probably thought, "Oh, stuff it, I'll just go Swarm Race because it'll be fun," and
Yeah.
it ended up working out well.
And he's going to be able to make a lot of money as well as a result. So yeah, I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. Thank you so much, Chase, for joining me today. I know it is quite early on a Sunday. You know, Sunday is usually when we want to sleep in, you know, but here in Australia, ESL Asia is quite early, and we've got to wake up for it.
I like how you say that, Light, but I got to be the bigger man and say it starts at 2 p.m. I'm just a degenerate. Thank you, Light. But
I'm trying to cover you, Papi. I'm trying to cover you.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, thanks for having me. Again, always a pleasure to be with you. Casting is good fun, especially when you cast some good games and I don't disconnect in the tournament.
You didn't at all.
I know. It's fantastic.
But there was a give and take. You didn't disconnect, but Bear disconnected a little bit. Like he
Bear disconnected some contents from his stomach. It was a bit awkward because I was casting and I just hear and I'll look over and just throw up all over the
Oh my god.
But he's okay now. He's had a drink, he's resting on the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Light, for being considerate of Bear and his feelings, I guess. I don't know.
Of course.
Whenever he throws up, he always gets all snuggly, so it makes it a little bit hard to cast at times, but that's okay. He knows that we're not mad at him.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But of course, also shout out to everyone in the chat, all the subscribers as well that we got today, or the resubscribers. Thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And we will be back in 2 days. On Tuesday, I will be back casting with Asher Bro. We're going to be covering the final group of Home Story Cup. We've been doing some Home Story Cup replay casts for the games that weren't casted live. So if you want some Home Story Cup action, we got you covered on Tuesday and Thursday. As we try and get rid of try and clear our backlog in preparation for IM Katowice. So still plenty of StarCraft to come. But outside of that, Chase, if you happen to stream on your Twitch channel, where can they find you?
Look, Light, it's not happening. I'll just plug my Twitter instead. It's twitter.com/jackson.calvi. That's my full name. I've doxed myself so Light doesn't have to. If I stream, I might tweet there. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't like annoying people. But yes, Light, thank you for having me. Where can we find... this is the hard part for you, because you have to do this every time, and there's like 50 different things you got to say. You got to say, CranKy Ducklings, Patreon, and on Twitch, and then my Twitch where I do Final Fantasy, and Guru. So, like, where can we find you?
Oh god. Yeah, you can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I will be streaming tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. I'll be live, you know, smudging on the ladder, as we usually do. So you can follow me there if you're interested. But if you just want our casting, then check us out over on the CranKy Ducklings on Tuesday, Thursday, and also over the weekend as well. As we try to bring you as much StarCraft as possible. All the StarCraft, puppy. All the StarCraft. So yeah.
All the StarCraft, puppy.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone watching. Thank you so much for the support. Chase, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the afternoon?
Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go.
A bit of stoicism for you.
Yeah, make sure you have high quality thoughts. Get your
Yes,
mind
yes.
out of the gutter.
That's right. That's right, mate. I did the wrong quote, but it's something like that.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You know, the great journeys always start with the first quality thought.
Yeah, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts.
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor Light. You knew it was coming. 100 and I think 64 AD or something.
The quality of your thoughts comes with the quality of your Steam account. Everyone get Rome Total War. Oh my god.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks everyone for watching. We will see you guys next time. Give some love and support to the streamer that we will raid. And of course, it is going to be a CranKy adjacent streamer. Give some love to Baby Links. See you then.
Oh, adios.